2018 is when everything changes, and Epiku is ready. Decided to go for a kind of Captain Jack Torchwoody kind of look. This is what I'd wear if I was in Torchwood. So the first place I'm showing you is this building here. It comes right next to St David's. Is up there, right at the top, is where John Barrowman would have stood at the beginning in the opening montage of Torchwood. Stood, I don't know if he actually did stand there, but on top of there is either where he was green screened or he stood. It would be cool if he did stand there, but that's where that is. There is that building, and right across the way, over there, in between Rainbow Casino, Cineworld and Tesco Express, was where the series began in Everything Changes. That's where the murder technically was. It's really nothing special. One thing that I love about Torchwood, about Cardiff, is obviously with Doctor Who you have certain areas and it tends to be either an alien planet or somewhere else in the UK. It tends to be London that Cardiff tends to mirror for, especially in the Russell T Davies era. But with like things like Torchwood, Cardiff is just Torchwood, and that's how I see Cardiff. I don't really see Cardiff as Doctor Who locations, I see it more as Torchwood. So like for instance when I'm walking down the bay, around down the barrage or whatever, I'm thinking, oh, this episode's been in a drift, this is Torchwood Tower. I never think, oh, the TARDIS landed. I always think, oh, this is where Captain Jack comes out of the ground. And that's what I love about Cardiff. It's definitely more Torchwood than Doctor Who. So the next location on my list is from an episode in series 1 called Ghost Machine. Found out about this case that hadn't been solved, and they solved it. It was really horrific, and that happens in this area here. The climax to that episode happens here. You can't actually get in there. This is the closest you can get to it, but this is, you had the woman on the other side and you had Owen walking from this side. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure it's that way around. But yeah, this is located just by the Millennium Stadium, or now Principality Stadium it's now known. About a 5-minute walk outside from St David's Centre, from the centre of Cardiff, about a 5-minute walk. And then if you walk in that direction, you about 6 minutes, you'll get to Butte Park. And in Butte Park, they've obviously filmed a load of Doctor Who in there as well, but they did film some scenes from A Dead Man Walking and a few other stories from Torchwood have been filmed in Butte Park as well. Another good thing about coming to this location from a Ghost Machine is that right next to it is a water bus stop, and basically what you can do is you can get a water taxi basically all the way down to the bay and see more locations, because obviously Torchwood, the most iconic locations are in the bay, so you can come here, get your bus down to the bay and see Torchwood Tower. The location I've come to now is right next to Cardiff train station, so if you come to Cardiff on train, you're pretty much coming straight to a location. But there's kind of a catch with this one, because it's no longer here. Where this whole area used to be the NCP car park, featured in Combat, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and Dead Man Walk. If you remember in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang when they were on top of the car park, that was this car park. Well, was that car park. It's right next to the new BBC building for Wales. So I'm heading down to the bay now on the longest road known to man. Literally, I hate this road. Also on this road actually, but Rose's flats and Clara's flats technically. But this is that road going down to the bay. I haven't shown you all the locations that have obviously been used in Torchwood from the city centre, purely for the fact that I may want to make another Torchwood video in the future, but there are far more back there than I showed you, and if you want to go and find them yourself, there'll be a link down to the website where you can go and find them. But yeah, we're going down to the bay now to find Torchwood Tower and a few other locations, and one location which is from my favourite episode. I'm at the bay and I found Gallifrey Archive.
What a surprise.
Who you featured in all of the Torchwood episodes, didn't you? He was a Weevil, is what he was. President Weevil.
President Weevil of Cardiff.
But yeah, we are here at Cardiff Bay, and to be fair, I'm not going to show you a specific episode apart from certain areas, because really this whole entire area is Torchwood. This, for instance, people only know it as Torchwood Tower. It's on Google Maps as Torchwood Tower. We don't know its real name. It's Torchwood Tower. So for that, just for that, this whole entire area is Torchwood. You come to the bay, you're visiting Torchwood locations. So really, it's not very specific. I'll just go to certain areas. But we will go to the barrage because that's featured in my favourite episode, Adrift. If you remember in A Day in Death, Owen was really sad that day, and and he jumped off on this one, I think it was, off this part of the marina into the bay. Obviously the inside, the actual bit in the water wasn't filmed here, it was actually filmed in a school swimming pool further back that way, out on the outskirts of Cardiff. But also you see them flats over there, they are Owen's flats. And also, in Series 5, in the audios that Big Finish done, which are amazing, go and check them out, also go and check out his reviews, they're great. But I like to think that the hotel was basically based on this hotel, which is Cardiff's the only 5-star hotel in Cardiff, I think, or in South Wales. But yeah, anyway, it's definitely based on this one, I like to think, and it's right next to Owen's flats. You can't do a Torchwood locations tour and not do probably the most iconic location that there now is, and that is Ianto Shrine. It's right in the heart of the bay, right next to the water. And there it is. And the shrine itself, obviously because Ianto didn't die here, so it doesn't really make much sense for the shrine to be here. It should technically be in Thames House in London, but I don't think they'd want it. But yeah, this is the entrance to the Torchwood hub, which technically is underneath all of here, somewhere underneath that part of the bay. But yeah, that is the entrance to Torchwood. Next up on the locations is this place. It's called the Water God. It's right next to the bay. Over there is Ianto Shrine, so if you just carry on walking around, you get to the Water God, and this featured in Adam in one of the flashback scenes with John Barrowman, and that's just there. And then the other side of that, you do have BBC Wales, which is where Doctor Who is filmed. The next location that we've come to, just done, is Cardiff Bay Barrage. If you can see in the background, there's Cardiff Bay. It's about a 10-minute walk from the bay itself. You do go past the Shadow of the Doctor Who experience, so, which is really sad. But this is the barrage, and this was featured in my favourite episode of Torchwood, and what I consider to be the blueprints for Children of Earth, and that episode is Adrift. This is obviously where there's this whole story based around Gwen and her realising that Jack isn't really everything that he says he is, and there's a dark side to Jack. But this is where Jonah disappears as a boy and goes off to the island because of the rift. And also, fun fact about that episode, okay, I didn't realise until the other day when I rewatched it, it's got Ruth Jones in it. I love that story so much.
Oh, Torchwood.
Oh,
What's occurred?
Oh, Torchwood. Yeah, I just like the idea that the stress of losing a child just turned it into Nessa.
Oh, that'd be tragic.
That's what happened.
Gavin and Stacey's in the Doctor Who universe, confirmed.
Yes, we can say that. But yeah, this episode featured in Adrift, and yeah, I definitely think that episode is the blueprints for Children of Earth, because Children of Earth is all about Jack not actually being what he seems and actually having a dark side, and he's part of this bad organisation really. He had a say in it, and that's basically what happens in Adrift. And I'm pretty sure that episode's written by Chris Chibnall.
Probably.
I think that episode's written by Chris Chibnall. I think.
Islands in the stream, that is what we are. No one in between, how can we be wrong? Sail away with me to another world. And something.
There's one location that I want to go to, but I can't get there today. I have to wait a few months for the boat to open up, but that island, I think I'm pointing at it right now, that island there, Flatholm Island, which is the most southerly point in Wales, that is the island that Jonah technically was transported to, and all that stuff happened with Jack, and Gwen realised what Jack was doing. All happened on that island there. We'll be doing a Sarah Jane Adventures locations tour in the future. So you can expect that. But if you're coming down to Cardiff in like the next few weeks or so, and you want to go and see Sarah Jane's house, cross the barrage, up the hill, and then through the town, and you'll be at her house, and you'll see a few other locations as well. But back to the bay now, Dan.
Epic tours.
I should start this as a business.
You should.
I think I should. I think I will.
Walking tours.
Torchwood obviously went on for 4 series between 2006 and 2011.
Yep.
On TV, and has come back as a Big Finish audio series. Series 1, what do you think of that? I kind of Series 1 and 2 are kind of very...
It seems like they're still trying to find the feet a bit.
Yeah, they don't really know what they want to do. It's very camp, it's very...
Yeah, it's either really camp, really sexy, or really violent.
Yeah, it doesn't really know exactly what... It's fun, I really like it. But it doesn't know what it wants.
Pacing wise, it's everywhere.
Yeah. Series 3, however.
Oh!
Series 3.
Oh.
It's amazing.
That I was allowed to stay up every night that week to watch Children of Earth.
Same, that was the first time I watched Torchwood.
Same.
And I was at my grand's, and she was like, "What are you watching?" I was like, "This is Torchwood, it's great." But 2009, that was events television. That was just how to make television, full stop.
And PCAP.
And PCAP, yeah.
It's Frobisher, named after the penguin.
Yeah. And what I really like about Series 3 is the ending. Because obviously with Torchwood Series 3, it was shocking.
It could have been the end.
Yeah, it really could have been the end. It was really shocking. But also the ending itself, when Gwen is talking to Jack and Jack then goes up in the air and she's just left there thinking, what am I going to do? It was enough of a conclusion, but left on a cliffhanger that you kind of like, I'm actually happy with this being the end, but I would love more.
Yeah.
But then Miracle Day happened, and the end to Miracle Day just kind of was like, we kind of had the perfect ending. The Miracle Day happened, and it kind of just, I'm not happy with how Torchwood ended there.
No.
At all.
I mean, some of the concepts in Miracle Day worked. Like the idea that everyone apart from Jack is immortal.
Yeah.
What a great idea.
The best part about Miracle Day was episode 1 and episode 10. They felt the most Torchwood-like, but
I'm Welsh.
Yeah. But Miracle Day itself, I felt, was just, it wasn't Torchwood, it was American Cop Show.
Yeah.
And you said this earlier, the best character in Torchwood series.
Oswald Danes.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel like sort of morally.
Yeah, you actually start sympathising
why
for
do I like
Oswald.
this paedophile?
Yeah, it is weird. But TV Torchwood's had its ups, had its downs.
Yeah.
And it was perfect once.
Yes.
But then we got Series 5, which finishes next month, am I right?
Yep.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it is good. It's proper like back to basics Torchwood again.
Yeah, but with the complexity of Series 3, I think.
Oh yeah, and there's like we're still not entirely sure what's going on.
Up here we have Millennium Centre. If you remember, on the roof, Jack stood. He likes to stand on tall buildings, and there's Torchwood Tower. Technically, Torchwood is below us until it got blown up in Series 3, but has returned in Series 5. And the final location that I've come to is here on Bute Street, I think I am. Mount Stewart Square. And this building, it was used as the police station in Everything Changes and where Gwen worked, and it was also used as Beth's apartments building from Sleeper, but this area itself outside was used in Children of Earth Day 4. Technically this area is where is technically Thames House. It's when Jack and Yonto were driving the car and driving around London and got stuck in traffic, and then also walked out to find and more to go into Thames House, which ultimately leads to Yonto's death. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you've enjoyed going on a tour of Torchwood locations. I will of course be doing another location tour next month. I'll be doing the castles in and around Cardiff, and then I will be doing a Sarah Jane one the following month. I intend on doing a location tour every month. I will also be back very soon with another video. I intend on getting at least 2 videos out a month now. So yeah, I'll see you in about a week or so. Go and check out all the social media. I have reopened the Epicoo Twitter account, and also go and check out Dan and Gallifrey Archives website, because he has a few reviews up there. He's currently reviewing all of the 8th Doctor's Big Finish series. But yeah, I'm going to go back to Torchwood now because I need to go and sort out Pterodactyl. Bye.